I went on Facebook maybe
Mm-hmm.
yesterday or today, right? Matter of fact, Kenrick is the one that actually sent me the post. So it was a post, and they were talking about how men that run from successful women. Like they ain't really
Oh,
want a
yeah, yeah.
successful woman like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
True, true.
it'll intimidate them, man, and so forth, so forth, so forth. So, what is your thoughts on this? I know personally that I don't think none of us in here intimidated by no successful woman. But what is your thoughts
None
on
of
why
that.
that may be, if it's not the case at all, or
Boy,
what you think?
me no, right? But I guess for me, I've seen it firsthand, and I've seen it firsthand in terms of people at work. I've seen a dude who legit break up with a girl straight up off rip because he viewed that successful woman as being too independent or being too she wasn't submissive enough. And I was like, what are you talking about? Well, he was making up excuses. I said, but partner, like that's why I want to be. He was like, well, no, it's like ain't my role as a man. So I guess at that point, I don't know if it was like a jab at his pride or is that he
Mm,
feel a type of way about it or whatever. But me personally, I don't think it's a matter of being I would say intimidated by a successful one because I've ripped. That's what I want. And I think it's so crazy as men, we're so I want to say conditioned to, and this ain't no offense or just anybody out there, but we're so conditioned to date down in a sense, right? Or to
mm,
date down or chase someone up for the sake of, oh well, I'm gonna build this person up, right? When it's a matter
mm,
we need to find like-minded I won't say like-minded, but seeing goal-oriented and driven individuals to go towards. I'm not saying this happens all the time, but it's more of a matter of I see people like legit where a man will faster pick up me ain't bashing nobody job, but pick up someone off the street and be like, yeah, that's gonna be my new woman. But if he sees a girl in a workplace who's on the same vibes as him, probably make him same one, he probably stray away from that. And that's what I noticed.
all
Mm,
right, all
true.
right. Man, talk to me. That what you thinking?
I mean, based on what Kenny said, I feel like there's definitely a reason some men go after those type of women. That ain't a topic, but it kind of seems like they're just looking for that control. But for me, like what you mentioned to kick it off, like your manhood isn't defined by the success of your woman. So your woman could be hella successful. A man is still a man, but I don't
Mm.
shy away from it. Like this is 2024. I mean, like, if I could be a kept man,
Man,
I would love to be a kept man. Like,
let me be a stay at home.
yeah,
Let me a stay
go,
at home.
go home and make that cheese. Like go make that cheese, babe. I gotta stay home and cook the meal until you come home. Like I don't have no problem with that. I mean, not saying
Brian
that I
gonna be
want to
like
stay home,
Brian gonna be like,
but
give me that allowance, man.
I could be a home daddy. I mean, so
You know,
it's not something I will stray away from. I mean, like it's attractive to have a partner in your life who is successful, who's goal oriented. Even in, is that money, she gonna be successful in whatever she wants to do. But if she
mm,
really bring home that bread, who am I to be like, oh, like, I don't want this because you making more money? I mean, that's ridiculous. Like you still gonna handle you have to handle as a man. Your duties as a boyfriend or husband, which have you. But ain't nothing to shy away from her. If she one day want like, babe, I want you to stay at home, and just fall on her foot while I make the bread. I'm gonna say
mm.
yes. Like, I have no problem with that. So that's my take on it.
So I don't think, like I said, I could be being naive because I ain't seen none here doing no studies and working out with a bunch of men. And then I always say
Mm-hmm.
woman to see a different side of the man when they get in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I say if anything, at least I think if he's a decent man who doing his
Mm-hmm.
thing, I think he would be more so intimidated by what a kind of come with his success. Because
Such
sometimes, and
as,
then this is even with man and woman. Sometimes when you start to get
mm-hmm.
successful, you get a little cocky, you get a little demanding, and then usually when you hear the stories about women being the breadwinners in the house, it'll be a lot of story
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, she trying to son the man a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like act like he
Mm, shit.
beneath her in a certain way. Which don't get
You
me
know,
wrong,
you
I
know,
show man to
mm-hmm.
do as well, you know what I'm saying? But I talking just
Yeah.
Mm,
in terms of why some man gonna stray away from them successful woman, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I think for the ones who do, I would say it's probably from a a source of like inadequacy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I
Jabata's
think it's in
pride.
a man nature to want to be that leader type. So you ain't necessarily gonna after a while. I feel like you're gonna start to feel that type of way. Like, man, she here running the thing. You feel like you ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's how they feel. Me personally, like you said, Brian, like
Mm-hmm.
me. To me, if I get a successful woman, first of all, I would like everybody to be successful. Period. So that's kind of a way to
Mm-hmm.
just say successful. But I would say I wanted to be successful to a high degree. I would say to a high degree because
Mm-hmm.
that gonna motivate me to bust my ass more. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I ain't really
Yeah,
watching you like me. You ain't gonna son me. Me ain't care how much fucking bread you coming out with. You know what I'm saying?
that's why
You
I'm
ain't gonna
saying like
double
you still
back
have to
me a
be who
bad
you
man. Who the
are.
hell you
Like
think you is?
you can't be like
You
you
know what I'm
can't
saying?
be
Like
some somebody
money
you
don't
are.
define me. Period. You know. It could be a billionaire
Exactly.
walking in now, like, well, because you got $1 billion, you gonna move somewhere with me, boy. That boy, you the same man just like me, but you just get some more bread, dog. Like,
Yeah. Your money don't determine
so
your wealth. I won't say your wealth, but your money don't determine how more adequate you are as a person over another. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and it don't give you no one over in the realm of disrespect. Not because you have something over me, you could this because the playing field we're
Mm-hmm.
both human beings. That's it.
but
Yeah.
then you get a flip side. You get some of them woman though who got a little money on them and thing, and them man on Facebook call them man broke. Hey, you're making
What?
50, 60 grand, you're broke, and them kind of joke. He talk like,
I've
oh,
ripped,
you
and
can't do
I've
this,
ripped
you
them, man.
broke. That them is
Yeah.
the problem right there.
Yeah, I
And then
mean,
I've ripped,
like
they would be like, they would never date a dude who does a 9 to 5 or something like that. They'll be
yeah,
Yeah,
like, no, I would never have a 9 to 5,
those
nine
are the
to five,
types
dude.
to struggle. Like that's what I say is also the person you pick. You know what I'm saying? Because especially those like get rich people, like especially like I don't want to go too deep, like some influencer types. Like you had a job, you were humble 2 years ago. Now you make it. Oh, I need a man that's an entrepreneur chasing it. You got I could chase it, but you gotta do something in the meantime to keep a roof over my head. I check
Yeah,
yeah,
so. You need a successful woman who's also humble. Like, you know what I'm
man.
saying?
yeah. Who's still
And
humble, and it
it's
had to be
Yeah.
there.
crazy. So I go try and I want to like switching gears, right? So I have a question for y'all. Do
Hmm.
you think between a relationship between like man, woman, whatever, is like, do you think men are more romantic, or the true romantics in our relationships, or is it women?
That's a hard
Uh,
one. I think it varies on the individual, to be honest, That,
I
So
I
like
would
no,
say it,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that question because to me, I would feel like when you say more romantic, when you say the
Or the
romantic, you
true
mean like
romantics.
in what sense? Like I'd have to ask like in what
yeah.
sense?
So like it so the context that I came across, and it was a conversation I even had at Walker, is men typically would go through strides to woo women, right? So once again,
Hmm.
going
Uh,
same off of the same topic as a man who is working a 9 to 5, and I'm
Hmm.
not saying that's the only the case, but a man will go through extreme lengths to woo a woman or to try to impress her or whatever. But
mm,
because a woman, a woman would be like, they're not within that whole. They would look at a guy, well, what, you're not within my caliber. Nope, I want
Hmm.
somebody else successful. So I think when women view relationships, I do think at times women view that in a business like aspect, or like
yes,
a business return, whereas I think men are I
you
would say
really
the
love
true
into love.
romantics.
I
Love,
agree.
yeah,
I
you know
I
what I
agree.
mean.
completely agree. I
You know what I
agree
mean?
100%.
because
Because and it goes back to the whole
yes,
sentiment of a man would always step down to try to
To reach
meet
and bring
meet
somebody up.
meet a woman, meet
Yeah.
exactly meet to bring someone up, as like, make it a more of a
But
team
it's less
effort.
likely that a woman who
Try
starts
to,
here tends to reach backwards. I agree.
right?
100%.
I
Mm-hmm.
agree. Yeah, because it is not no longer. Don't get me wrong. I do think that it's about love and them things for them, but it get more external thing for them, like what he could provide. Man ain't going out there
Yes.
like, all right, let me see
Mhm.
what she could provide and add. Nah, it's just like, hey, you
True.
look good, you got a
You
good
look good.
vibe to you. You know what I'm saying? Let
Mm-hmm.
me
And
kind of
even
I
do
if
that.
like you.
and even if she lacks in areas where he thinks he what he requires, he would still settle. I still think a man
It
would
Yeah,
won't say
still
settling
yeah,
settle
that he
and
would
like,
find. It wouldn't be settling that he would find the other
yeah.
factors that he appreciates more. Like you would have to
yes.
cross off more things off of his list before he denies you
Mm-hmm.
than the checkups you would have to meet before she accepts you.
But
If
yeah,
that makes sense.
that's also just one of those things I was just thinking about to kind of tie into that point, right? We really
I
wanted to
want
go on a whole number tangent, but that's just something that just made me wonder, you know?
Mm,
and I want to highlight what you just said, Brian. It's not necessarily settling, because what
mm,
people gotta realize when you jump into these relationships, every in your mind, I think in everybody's mind to a certain degree, you have like your perfect person, but in
Or
reality,
ideals,
you're
yeah.
not gonna meet that person. You know what I'm saying? So essentially,
mm.
everybody you meet, you're gonna have to take the good and make sure the good outweigh the bad, because I don't think you're gonna never really run into a person, maybe on the front end when you don't realize everything about this person. But I don't think it's gonna be a person like everything about this person you kind of like. So it's just for us,
Exactly.
we're willing to
Mm.
sacrifice a lot more
A greater
to gain
degree.
certain things that's outside of like the providing them kind of thing. Woman ain't
Yeah,
really to me.
we have a lower threshold. Like
Yeah,
Mm.
I would say that for sure. We could cross off a lot of things off of our yes list and still move forward.
facts.
Yeah.
But welcome to the motherfucking Come True podcast. Today we're missing Farah right now. He might jump in, but I'm your host. And at this point, Brian is pretty much a host, man. Brian is pretty much a co-host. He's here every week. I'd love to Kenny to be a host too, but Kenny going on a little adventure
Yeah.
coming up soon. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when he come back, but it's your boy, the luxurious, the bearded, the best ever. Your boy Deshaun Webb, and I'm here with my guys, Bryan and fucking Kenny. How are you feeling today, gang?
Man, we good, man. I appreciate y'all, man, for having me, Brian. I have to take your spot because you're host, dog. So I mean, take your spot, yeah, man. But I appreciate y'all, man, having me on
If you
another
know,
pod. I know I came on a couple here and there. You know, I'm gonna be kind of MIA for the next couple months. Yeah, we talk more about that when when I come back through. But I'm about to go handle some business here. I'm gonna be kind of out of the loop for a bit, but I must say that's gonna be my last pod for a minute. But hey, I appreciate y'all, man, having me, man. I really do.
always a pleasure to
You
have you, Kenny.
always,
But
always, always.
it's me here, Bryan, alter ego Percy, here on the pod, coming through to chat it up with the fellas.
See, you know what's funny? I used to think that you could see the names. You can't still see the names when I uploaded that. I
Oh,
gotta figure
I
out the
don't
way.
see.
I gonna add it in.
Sometimes
I
you
gonna
see
start
it, you
adding
know.
it.
You should.
I gonna add
Like,
it in. But
every podcast I have to come with somebody new.
yeah,
Oh,
I
I
gonna
feel
add
it.
it in. But yeah, I already know what time it is before we even get into anything serious. Time to get some gratitude for the week. You know what I'm saying? I will start this week. I want to shout out to the military gang. As much bad things that I could say about the military, your boy is really set up because of being able to use the systems that is available to you during while you're in the military and after you get out the military. While everybody may not know it, if you go in there and do some research, and this is for all my military followers, if you go in there and do some research into your benefits, oh, right on time, man. I see my boy Fire right on time.
Hey,
What's goody,
reset.
man?
That man
We
come
giving
in.
me a lie. I want to start over the pod.
Nah, man, run it, dog. Run it.
That
Run it. We
all
can
right,
feel,
all right,
babe.
all
We
right,
can
all
feel you in
right,
the
all
back
right, all
end.
right, all right, all
But
right.
good to see the man
I
beef.
feel,
All right.
So are we just giving gratitude right now?
Yeah,
we
give
giving we
All
gratitude.
giving
right, right.
gratitude.
So you know what? I just made my daughter. She just went through a serious heart surgery yesterday. So gratitude for the successful surgery, for the hands that blessed her with. Everybody is extremely happy with the repair that was done. So
That's what's up.
extremely grateful for that because that was terrifying. I like to keep my composure, but I was a little freaking out on the inside. But it's all good now. She just on the
Man.
That's
road to
good.
recovery, so I am
That's good to hear.
grateful
That's good to hear.
for
Hey,
that.
man, like my boy look like he coming this part full of energy today, my boy. My boy look like he
What?
Yeah.
full of
Smiles and
energy.
I
us.
miss the man, them. I miss the pod. I just happy to be here, man.
Yeah, man. But I just want
That's
to know
good.
everything good with you and the wife, though, dude.
Yeah, we doing good. We're doing good. My aunt Lil
Stay
was
good,
not me.
man.
She of course the stress a lot more, but we're doing good.
That's good,
That's good to
man. I think that's just one of the big. I was definitely, my mom's in my prayers every day.
hear.
I just like, bro,
For real.
Lord,
But
please,
she a
Lord,
fighter, so
man,
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
so happy
please,
that everything went as planned, successful.
Facts.
Good checkups on the doctors, and you know, road to healthy recovery now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
man. It's good
sir.
to hear. It's good to hear that, man.
All right, Kenny, talk to me. Talk to me.
Man, it was also a pretty rough week for me, man. I always say it's rough, but I would say it's kind of like what Webb always be saying. But for first and foremost, I thank God for life. You never know when it's gonna be your time and what's not. I had one of my really good friends, them
Mm,
co-workers, friends, shipmate, fellow guy I served with. He passed away on a motorcycle. So a
Oh
couple
sorry
days
to
man.
hear
ago,
that.
actually, like couple days ago. So it was a very a tough pill to swallow, and it was kind of rough, especially when you see somebody just recently. I saw him just like last week, and we've been chopping it up a bit, in terms of like my future endeavors and what I got going on, and it's just crazy. Like I had this conversation with him last week, and then it's just like turn around, he's gone. So I definitely want to say first and foremost, like thank God for life, and then had a couple hiccups here, getting myself situated to move and what's not. Had some issues with my pilot stuff and whatever, but once again, every setback makes room for a bigger and better comeback. So
True.
definitely, I know I talked to my boys them, over the throughout the past week and what's not over what's going on, but I must say
Mm,
definitely thank God for my friends, my boys them, you know, definitely, man, definitely. Yeah, man, that's me.
That's good.
Bryan.
That's good. Oh, praise God for life. Um, week being hectic, real hectic. Taking on a few new projects this week. Transitioning roles with a different company, so taking on their workload, their filing. It's been tough, but you know they put the best man on it. So ah, it has been
Facts.
a little hectic. Going back and forth. Trying to get that done. Cause we're working on the fly. As in, building and driving at the same time. But want to make it work and keep pushing. That's how we've been going. So let's praise Jah for perseverance. To be honest, and patience. Whew, the patience. Yeah. So most definitely.
True,
So
true.
definitely.
And I want to finish that last thought I was saying. So if you didn't hear me before, I giving thanks for the military, the good parts of the military. You know what I'm saying? While you're in, you get a bunch of benefits. While you're out, you get a bunch of benefits. But you have to make yourself aware of these benefits, unfortunately, because they don't really put it right in front of your face. If you utilize these benefits, you could live a really great life. You know what I'm saying, with some good assistance and free up yourself and be able to chase your dreams a little bit. So shout out to the military for shout out for my time in the military, everybody I've met in the military, all the friends and new people I've gained throughout that experience, and just the stories that I've experienced and heard from other people to be able to apply to my life. Without further ado, I want to jump into something I started on Facebook again. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. So I don't even know. I don't know the person that actually posted this. This is just a random person. I just saw somebody share it. But it said, so let's get uncomfortable for a second. How did we as men get to a point where our homies get this never ending amount of loyalty, but our women get the bare minimum? Why are we taught to never fall on your partner, but it's okay to betray your life partner? Why does the
Mm.
code we live by as men only benefit other men and not our women? Why does our women have to wait on us to become the man she needs, but the homies don't have to wait on you to learn loyalty for them? Am I tripping, or does the code kind of seems to make men look like they love other men more than women? It's a serious topic.
Yeah. That ending show me try look.
I mean that is a serious topic.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
I
serious
guess I could
topic.
kick it off. I mean, I believe there is some truth to that.
Mhm.
At least for a lot of men. Uh, th- but I think it really just boils down to just the simplicity of a man's bond with his friends, and it, not saying that that should take precedence over your woman, especially if it's a woman that you want to be a life partner and to
Sure.
be eventually married to or together for life. In that case, she should be your priority. But I do understand the sense of having boys that you're super close to, and having that safe space with people that you trust that you can't necessarily go to your woman and stuff for. But there is truth to that statement, and it's really not much rebuttal to that because a lot of men do be moving a little too loyal to friends, and give the woman the bottom end of the stick. So I would say I agree with the statement as a whole, but I do also understand where that type of bond comes from. So ain't too much to add to that.
Okay.
Can we look like you got something you want to say?
Y'all can hear me good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I hear it's had a little bit of technical difficulties, but most definitely I can agree with Fari's sentiment. And I guess it would be more of the nature of, I don't want to say camaraderie in a sense, but more that feeling of, at the end of the day, if things go wrong between your significant other or spouse, I do recommend that you talk to them about it, but you are going to kind of go lean on to your friends, right? So you're going to lean on that brotherhood, that camaraderie, right? And when all's fail, I would hope your brotherhood or that brotherhood will never fail you. Your wife, your girlfriend will cheat on you, but your homies ain't going to date. I guess I would say I would like to feel like that's how I feel amongst with you guys. You guys are my really close. I wouldn't call out your friends. You guys are my brothers. So
Mm.
whereas my loyalty, my in certain instances, my loyalty do lie with you guys. I do think you are supposed to have a certain standard or a certain level of loyalty towards your significant other. But in terms of it being like, well, I'm more loyal to my boys than my friends, I do think those are like two separate entities
Mhm.
in a
And
sense.
I would just before any jump in, I do think that it only becomes an issue when morality is questioned. Like when
Mm.
your boy is doing bullshit, and
Yeah.
and, and y'all just kind of condone the shit together and kind of just keeping secrets among away from the woman them. I think that's when it becomes an issue. I mean, having boys that you close to that you could trust, having that brotherhood, I don't think that's really the issue at all. It's like with y'all, with us. Hey, if you doing bullshit, we can call out the bullshit. It ain't like we can just be like, yeah, yeah, and just stay quiet and just let it happen. I mean, maybe back in the days, but now we are a little older. We take
Hmm.
accountability and
Yeah.
make each other take accountability for the nonsense that go on. I don't think that
Mm.
happens everywhere, but I think it only becomes an issue when that morality is
Comes
uh
into play.
loose end for the boys.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I do agree on that sentiment. I guess for me, how I kind of view it differently. I do think it's like, I don't know. I still think it's like two separate things. Maybe maybe I'm not understanding the question properly, or maybe my mind is kind of going somewhere else in terms of that post specifically because I came across it.
So I look at it like this here, right? You will sit on here and you will say, you know what, I would never snitch on my partner them. Man ready to go jail before they snitching, boy. But you will carry your girl in a fucking heartbeat. And I like I say, speaking from not from me, because I don't think I mean, if we go down to little smaller examples like you jump up and go do this here for your partner, then but you won't jump up and go do this here for me, kind of vibe. I think that's kind of what they kind of getting at. You know what I'm saying? Like if your girl say, hey, come sit on here and come watch the TV with me, you ain't really want to go watch the TV. But let partner
And you
say,
know,
yo, let's not jump on the game, dog. And I think I don't know what they were going at when they posed that, and I think I get it in terms of the first part. Like we need to stop cheating so much. You know what I'm saying? Like the same loyalty in terms of like you go right behind your partner. And when I say we, I
Yeah.
mean like I just talking for the men them that
like
cheated,
man
not
in
me. Like
general, yeah.
yeah, the man that cheated. But
Uh,
I talking for the man. I retire my cape. All right, but Yeah, we gotta stop that and show some more loyalty and respect. But when it comes to like those certain stuff, like you get more excited from when, like when you plan and do something. I think it's just I think everybody's like that. I think a woman to get more excited sometimes when she's doing things with her friends. Same way man gonna be more excited to do things with their friends because certain things and certain conversation and certain vibes you won't necessarily get from your partner. It sounds good that you should get from them, but just
Mhm.
certain things that you and your partner gonna just vibe a
Right.
little better. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain experiences. Like okay, let's say I go pick up a girl right now. How the hell I gonna compare me and her experiences to me and Ayo experiences?
Right.
So when of course when we link up is a whole different kind of energy. You see Tafai just jump on the pad, my boy like he happy to be at the fucking party. You know,
Exactly. Same
you know what I'm
same
saying? Like
energy.
Mhm.
I think in that sense I don't agree with it, but in the sense of like the cheat, I think the loyalty, I think they're really talking about the cheating part. Like I
Mhm.
gonna stand by and ride behind and go kill for your partner, them, but you ain't gonna move like that with your girl. And I get it. I can't really explain it, but
Mhm.
I understand it. I get it.
Well,
True.
I don't
Makes
think
sense.
it's well, Bryan, take it and then come back.
You sure you don't want to put your input so you don't lose
Okay,
that
I'll put
thought?
in my input now. I'm
Mhm.
gonna say the other side of it. I think the woman just full of shit for a good half of that stuff. Because really and truly, you could spend 5 weeks with your woman. 5 weeks! No interruption from your boys, nothing. And the moment your boys them hit you up to go do something with the boys and you excited for something else besides she
Were you happy?
will and she
Is
completely
that right?
forget the 5 weeks. She completely forget all the time spent, all the everything. Just for those 2 3 hours you spend with your boys, and now she thinking those 2 3 hours is the whole year. So I
Hey,
do
that
think a
man
good
jealous.
half of that shit is bullshit, honestly.
Hey,
Because my
that man ain't
gosh.
want to see you happy with your partner. Man. That man said the
Mm.
glow look different.
Mm. And then another thing is, I mean, for one, it's healthy to have individuality outside of your relationship. And the thing is,
Most
with your
definitely.
boys, you able to do a lot of the stuff that you consider hobbies and that you consider to be fun. I mean, you do a lot with a woman, sure, but you more excited to go run game if that's what you enjoy doing than you are to
Facts.
watch a cooking show. No shade to my but but yeah, I mean, I just think it's half of it is bullshit because it's really them just being selfish and not being happy that you have hobbies
Listen,
outside
let me
of
tell you
them.
how something right. Let me tell you how something right. I could sit on here every day and be cooling, not on the phone, nothing, just in the house doing what I gotta do, cooling with shorty, whatever, right? Let me
Mhm.
get on the phone. Now that fuck is why you on the phone every day? You go laugh up on the phone, but you say fucking vex in the bed.
All I think is
Okay,
two
you
consecutive occurrences, and it's
listen, right?
always
I gotta talk. I gotta link the man them one time for the weekend of that. One time for the week, son. And it's like I talking on the phone every day, dog. Like what? This is the first
Shame.
conversation for the week, dog. And then on top of it, I don't talk to them as much. So of course, when we talk, we will have more to fucking talk about.
right.
True.
Nah,
True. 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 True.
that's big facts. But I did find it kind of interesting, and you don't know how women gonna get that. I think they just jealous and their friends ain't popping like how the bond between men to be. 'Cause woman sometimes they can't say keep friend. You know what I'm saying? That vibes is, she was my friend now, and then 2 months later she ain't my friend no more. The man get beef and all that kind of thing. You check. So
But that's my point exactly with that part of the topic because sorry to interject, but man friendships is low maintenance. Like that's really the basis. That's why they can stay friends for so long, and that's why the bond will be so good because we don't have zero expectations from you. Like I expect you to not do some like half of the far end shit. Like I can hold you accountable for the bullshit you do. But I mean, other than that, is like I could not talk to you for 2 years, and I just say, man, let me hit that web, boom, and it's like you just push and pause. We do not think about that gap of time. Yeah, check. So that. is true. Like with low maintenance, that builds the loyalty because you don't have too much expectations of me outside of being a good person and I don't gotta call you every day. I don't gotta keep up with all aspects of your life and watch exactly what I say every day to you in that aspect.
Facts.
So like that's what I've. But in terms of like maturity, I guess like to me, when you're teenage years, obviously your loyalty will be to your partner because you just like growing up, you gals in, so it's like you're probably talking about this thing, but the fellas, it's still the fellas because they came before and they're probably gonna be there after. But like when you find like somebody who you serious about, you settle down. That's where the maturity comes in. You switch gears. Like you still have a loyalty to your partner, but
Facts.
obviously you put your lady first in those aspects. With the time you put in and keeping those interpersonal communication that you guys have just between each other. But on the back end, still got your partner. Them no man, like you can't like. Man, them just don't like. It's weird that you gotta do a lot of dumbness to say you dissolve a friendship as a man. Like, man, to keep friend. Like, you get you just get different levels. You get like everyday partner, then you get your loyalty, you get your brothers. Like, ain't nothing that gonna stop you from being friends. You gotta do something extremely stupid to say you
My
can break
right.
that friendship. So it's like, this is we don't hold like nothing like wow. Me here from Kenny in 2 weeks and I see he out with fire. Wow, that my partner no more like.
That's why he's saying,
Yo, y'all
man.
can hear me?
Well,
They too
I know
feeling
we
me.
don't. Yeah, I know
Okay.
Yeah, we
we
can hear
don't do
you.
that, but I don't know if you have people out here like that. So like, it's just easy, like
What the fuck?
especially when you find people who align with the same things you're into, and man, like yeah, if I want to run Call of Duty, yeah, okay, watch House Hunters for 5 hours, and I want to have fun and run some Call of Duty. I can't be vexed with that. Get
Hey,
checked.
me
So,
gonna lie, right? I like watching house show and cooking show and I'm being a cup,
I
man. My
do.
mother
Hey,
used to watch it like
honestly,
a lot when I was
it
young.
is.
I like to
I
pretend like I
will be
could make
watching it a
decisions on the
lot, and I
show.
enjoy it. It
But
just
see, and
sometimes I don't want to watch a real show.
that's the bond you would have between Yeah, that's our thing. All right, let me pour our house on Thursday. Let me go watch Cake Off. Like, and you gonna watch out with your partner then. So,
Why not?
The fuck? I say
I
this.
will
uh,
watch Bake Off with my boys them. London
which
Bake
boys?
Nah.
Competition.
Which which boys you watching it with?
You see, I mean, if y'all were willing, you hear Web say nah, so I guess not.
Ain't no Diddy.
You know, boo. You know, boo.
I mean, I guess it's a stigma. I guess it's a little stigma behind it. To that, like, really and
Hey,
truly, I just say I like to watch the vibes, but then when my partner
Uh-huh.
say, "Yeah, but we gonna watch it," I like, that seem a little
Mm,
weird. Like, that's crazy. But
right.
I would say this, right? I would say this. Here comes Kenny
Uh-huh.
again. I can't go in with Kenny technicalities, but to be honest,
Update.
Uh, uh, uh.
Crazy.
But to be honest, right, and this is for all the ladies out there who feeling that way, really and
Mm-hmm.
truly, and it really comes down to this: if you feeling like your man way more loyal to his partner, more so than you, to the point that you really gotta be vocal and point it on Facebook and so, partner probably don't like you, dog. Like
This
he don't
yeah.
like you like that.
honestly.
I that's what I find them kind of posts embarrassing because and then I'd be like I
Hey,
don't want to know like
misery loves
who you
company,
dealing with.
man. Misery loves company, man. Misery loves company.
Hey, hold on.
And then you also
Speaking
gotta
of,
realize too, people are being here capping a person who will post that they're talking all that shit like yeah. This one for the girlies. They gonna eat this up. Meanwhile, she literally at home with her man living her best life. So that kind of poster does be like I the same man, yeah. Like swap them away like it's like yeah, like, yeah.
You know what I think it is?
Just angry.
But you know what I
speaking
think
of,
is like women like that,
go
I
ahead, go
think
ahead.
they like that attention. They
Yeah.
like that attention. So I know this one girl named Linda, right? She used to do that all the time.
Hmm.
Any stupid thing that used to happen, it was right on Facebook, blah, 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 or right on Instagram, right on Snapchat. Oh, I wish I had a man who could treat me this way, or da da da. Like just like it's like, what are you looking for with that? At first, it used to bother me bad, right?
Take me.
At first, that they used to bother me a lot, but after a while, it's just like all of that there is just attention grabbing, and it's like she think I guess I don't know if it's a matter of she ain't getting it at home. I don't know if it's a matter of her man ain't. But then no, if you see them, she and her man out in public, it's like, oh, he's the best man in my life, best guy in my life,
Oh wait, she posting this while she have a man.
She have a man, yeah,
That's embarrassing, bro.
yeah,
Very.
yeah, like,
That's embarrassing, dog. I'd have to push up, but that fuck was saying
yeah,
fuck that.
No, but a lot of people a lot of them who post that stuff don't even follow the significant other on the socials,
yeah.
so that's what they
So
prefer.
then I think is they have like that alter ego, and then I know it's just like
Hmm.
you ask the questions like, why you to do that? There, it's just like, oh, that's just for entertainment.
I
Entertainment.
can't blame
Man,
him.
let me give you a
I
book about
can't. I mean, I
entertainment,
could blame
man.
him.
Go get a hobby or something. But like, it's just like entertainment. It's just like they like the drama,
That's the man
drama
entertainment.
to sell. I don't know if it's like drama to sell. Like, that's people to feed off of that there. Like they to feed off of it. They like it. They like that. They like that misery. They love it. And I think
That
that's appalling to me. That's appalling. It's just silly. It's silly. It's
Hey,
dumb.
attention is attention, no matter which way it come from. For me, I can't like I
Exactly.
don't tell people all the time. What you see on social media with me is me, dog. Like me posting, no capping, nothing, dog. That fucking what you see on there is my real thoughts and my real expressions. If I say LOL joking, it might be joking, but if I just say
Hmm.
nah, that fuck is real. Again, what really I to be thinking about? What the fuck I share is what really funny to me. Like that fucking ain't no capping, my rap, dog.
So
But I want to talk
sticking
about
to
something.
okay.
Oh,
Well,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I will join on Facebook topic and see, but
Now
if you want to go
go ahead,
for
go ahead,
okay, because
go ahead.
I be seeing well it on TikTok and Facebook, but it's that this whole a trend of women saying like what men can't do, but
Oh
narrowing
man.
it down, is to the first date conversation, where they have a
Mm-hmm.
whole list of places where you can't take a woman on a first date, or it's insulting, or you
Oh,
think of her as
Fire missed the
as
first
really?
topic.
little or whatever.
Fire missed the first
So
topic. The first.
that's what y'all talk about.
I'm pretty
No,
sure. No, it's gonna tie into exactly what I was saying. It's gonna tie into exactly what I was saying.
it will.
Oh,
It
oh,
will
oh.
thing.
So I guess my question was, what do y'all consider to be a bad first place, to
Oh,
first date location, food place to take a woman? Because honestly,
All right.
I don't think anywhere is too bad of a place, depending on the context of what that date is about.
I agree. I agree. I feel okay. So this is my thing, and I'm gonna talk about in general. Then I'm gonna talk about me personally. So I feel in general, just the effort in itself
Hmm.
should be enough.
cause you're
And you
romantic.
know what? It does goes back
Cause
to
you're,
the
cause you're
same
what? Cause
fuck
you're
that
what?
Kenny was
Cause you're
saying.
what? Cause you're what? Cause men are what?
Now go
Cause
ahead, say Kenny.
men are romantics. Men are romantics.
That's what we were talking
Men.
about. He
Go ahead, Wade, go ahead. It's perfect. That's a
he,
perfect.
he
That's perfect.
so just to catch you up far right before I continue, um, can I bring up the question if men are more romantics in the terms of like a man is willing to sacrifice more sometimes on his list than a woman is. Like we don't really care, but if you're making too much bread and certain things like that, but a woman will kind of have this way more
Expectation.
expectations. For example, this conversation is really an expectation of woman, you know what I'm saying? Because like I was saying, realistically, I think just the effort should be enough, you know what I'm saying? The effort
Hmm.
to say, but then a woman gonna shoot back and say, it's taking me to McDonald's really putting in that much effort because they don't demonize McDonald's to be like some cheap thing. So now she looking at it like, am I cheap? That's what I think they thinking.
And in
Am
that
I cheap
case,
because he carried me to McDonald's? I mean, he carried me to McDonald's.
the food wouldn't be the point of the date. The point is, let's just go walking, eat, and we don't even get a fucking combo. We just get two large fries, and we walking on a
Facts.
tray, and we just
And it's a.
talking
But
and
you
getting to
see,
know each other. That's a beautiful date
you
in
know
my
what I think
eyes.
it is.
I mean,
I think it's the expectations and what the value of what women deem certain things. They they valueize certain actions and reasons, and not actually putting thought into the efforts of what guys typically do. So to me, my just like you said, like buying fries and just going for a walk, I think that's a good idea. That's something that I would do. I'll be like, man, let's go buy an ice cream shake. Let's go get and let's go for a walk. Let's talk. Let's vibe out and what's not. But then it's like, you really gonna take me to go get a shake? You cheap, bam, and then write me off.
right? And it ain't even about being cheap. I mean, just it's just the vibe. That's
But
what
hold
we're
on.
paying. But back
I
to it,
want to do the
because I
flip
do
side.
agree
I
with
want
the higher effort as well with higher scale shit.
that's what that's what I'm gonna come back with. So me personally, if I was to want to do something like that, I think I would be a little bit vocal about it. Because
That's
in the
it.
flip side, like I would say like, hey, I know typically men don't really take women to like a McDonald's date, but I really want to have like a little cool vibes. Maybe we could just get some things cool in the car, chat at the web. I would kind of preface it. The only reason I say that is because if you look at it from a woman perspective, let's say you have a man making 100 and something thousand dollars a year, and then he just come out and say, okay, we're gonna date with McDonald's. If you're thinking about something like that, like how interested is he really
You're
in me if he just willing to do the bare minimum? You know what I'm
But that's
saying?
not. But who's to say that's the bare minimum though?
Who's to say it's not? Like
But then,
you know
but
this man. If you see this man, if you see this man, right? If you see this man, he got the baddest Jordans. He doing this thing, and you notice he don't even really move a McDonald's type of movement. But then when you
we
come
don't know
through,
that.
he gonna take you to
We don't know
McDonald's.
that.
Stop pocket
We
watching,
don't know
miss.
that. We don't know
but
that.
Stop pocket watching.
okay. I got a question for you guys. Though. I got a question. So for clarity, because I believe there's levels in the dating aspect. So my question is this the first time I'm meeting you ever? Like, is it the first? Was this our
Well,
first
you see,
encounter?
that
Because
McDonald's situation,
when you dating, like I feel like you need to get to know the person. Like I don't like people have different emotion. You don't know. Like some people, like I meet you running to a attractive lady on the street. Like the first thing, some people like I don't know if I know her. I grab your number. I say, okay, let me take you to dinner. When you have that kind of encounter, that is a different level because
That's
now our first encounter is the
yeah,
dinner.
that's a
okay.
So
societal.
I
I
cannot
agree
That's
with
a
that.
take
no.
you.
But I think
I can't take you to a
But I
McDonald's.
agree
But
with
that's
if
a
that.
societal
if we're
norm that we
building a
set.
rapport and we having
Wait,
Okay.
let him talk. Let him talk.
communication, we having communication, and I actually trying to get to know you, and I'm not trying to get to know you off rip of the first date. Then you could try to introduce those smaller days. Say, okay, let's go for a walk.
I
Let's just
agree.
grab a
I do.
coffee because you need to be vocal about what you're saying. Like, okay, we've been chatting. I didn't take you to dinner before we started chatting. And like, okay, let's grab a coffee so we could meet in person and get to know each other some more. We could take a walk, grab an ice cream cone, something cute,
I could agree with
a
that.
hot dog on the street. Those kind of things because we're in the
I
dating
agree
stage.
with
But I
that.
mean, if you are flip, your first encounter with this woman is like, okay, hi, my name is Bryan.
Take me to.
What's your name? Let me get your number. I would like to take you out to dinner. And you right then and there, like next Thursday, and she agrees. You cannot say that it's okay to say, okay, boom, I ain't gonna take you to McDonald's no because that's where I want to get to you. No. Get it out of your
Right.
head, fellas. That's not your emotion. You take her to someplace obviously within your budget. And again, you're not surprising women and people. Like you need to be clear cut and communicate. Like okay, asking her preferences, pick a place, and agree on that place. So there's no surprise. You gonna pull up to her house and say, okay, pick you up for dinner, get reservation, and then she now women are thinkers. Her mind is wondering, okay, I see what he had on, I see what he about. She already putting a taste in her mouth because you say, oh, it's gonna surprise, and then you take her to Chili's. You brought down like she has a right to be like, okay, this I let down because you didn't let her you didn't make her aware, so you let her build a fantasy. So that's on you. You could like, okay, what you into? What type of meat and like
Wait,
what you have a taste for,
Brian. So a quick question.
and then
Sorry,
you
sorry, sorry.
pick a few
This
places.
is a
Wait,
Go
quick
ahead.
question.
remember,
Wait,
I'll
wait,
hit
wait,
this
wait.
really quick.
So Brian, you going to
Let me hear
pay
your
for the
question.
date too?
Of course.
I asked you out on the date. Of course, I'm gonna pay,
Okay.
Of
Kenny.
No,
course.
no, no. It
Come
wasn't
on now.
nothing. No, it wasn't nothing to elaborate on. It's like
He
you can just pay for the
said,
date.
"I'm ready to crucify
No,
you."
no, no, no,
Oh
no,
no, I
no,
was
no.
like,
It
if
wasn't
that was
that.
the
It was
point
just.
of interjection, that were weak.
It
Understood.
was no. But let me.
I,
I go
But
wait. I gonna follow up whenever it's my time to talk. I'll follow up with what my
oh, go
second
ahead,
one.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, Brian go finish.
No,
Brian go finish.
no. I like the conversation. I don't need to continue that kind of with the part we build our conversation. So go ahead. Let me hear your points, and then maybe your points may align or disalign with me. So go ahead.
So there are some
Let me
points
flow it.
that I definitely agree with you. So it's a more a fact of creating that conversation piece, right? But say for
Mhm.
example, so what if I say, yeah, let me take you out on a date? I mean, Alfred, out of respect, I'm not going to just jump to McDonald's and be like, hey, this is gonna be our first date or whatever, right? But the way how I see it is, unless I'm gonna be real, like in today's society, if I take a girl to a not so much fancy restaurant or whatever, off the rip, it's more
Mhm.
of a insult, as in you really gonna take me to this place? You take me to that place? Half the time I'd be like, hey, where would you like to go? Like, hey, what do you eat, right? Based on the conversation.
Yeah.
Based on the
Uh
conversation.
huh.
But now I see most females tend to be ungrateful. I won't say most. I'm not gonna say most.
That's internet woman. You literally think these
Nah.
people going
But
home and
guess
they not
but tell
eating?
me what
That's
but guess
internet. They
but
just
here the thing,
capping.
but where those typical girls get those ideas or those ideologies from? Internet
A
woman,
lot of them just
internet woman,
talking on internet for
internet woman.
talking sake.
Listen,
And I'm not talking about your typical
these
internet
people
woman.
saying these things, right, Kenrick,
I'm not
and
talking.
they literally going home with a big cheesecake factory meal and they loving it.
But there ain't nothing wrong with Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah,
But like what you
Not
were
at all.
saying,
I love it too. Like, but I mean, honestly, it's like you just have to know who you're going after. I
but
mean,
you
like,
but you're
it
not.
all depends on where you pick up this woman. Like, you know, man need to like. I feel like fellas need to wake up. Like, if I in a certain city in a certain place and I see a certain woman, like remember from previous topics, like this is what you need to know. Like, women, you see what she have, man. You're gonna purchase this woman. Chanel bag, well manicured, hair done, and then think you're gonna take her to a certain place. Like, no, that's where you have a
Yeah, like what the
conversation.
fuck she
You
thinks?
like you know that she is a new
Facts.
boo.
she
You
done
check
set the premise with her vibe.
But you want the
you
no
already
goal.
see that she have it
I will say
on.
this
So you
though.
need to know. You need to know who you're approaching.
But you're not gonna really know
Like
her.
I
it's
will
like
say this though.
uh-huh.
I think a little bit of delusion still same way because unless we're talking about maybe the environment because what the fuck is the difference between some coffee at McDonald's? The fuck has the same goddamn fucking thing. We could go cool at McDonald's, we could go
Cool
cool at the
at the
coffee
coffee
shop in the
shop.
same way. But I guess you get but I guess it's the environment ain't the
So
same.
what
You
I
know?
will say
Mhm.
is for a first date and setting up the vibe of the first date, first impressions are important. I would
Exactly.
definitely say that that
Let's
that
go.
McDonald's date and stuff is a casual vibe that you either have before your first date and it was just like a y'all
Yeah,
in the
that's like a
area
meetup.
and we
Like
stop here or we just meet up somewhere else and we just walk in and let's go in here. But the first date I do think comes with some expectations. What I don't agree with is the list of how much shit they have on that first date
yeah,
list.
yeah.
I think they got a little ridiculous in that list. I
That's
mean, you don't need to go to no damn steakhouse that giving you gold flake filet mignon.
and then to be
That's
honest,
good vibes. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But
why are you
having
going to
that
one
as
of
your
these
main
places
expectation is crazy.
to spend
Sometimes
two
you,
hundred
All right.
dollars on something that don't even taste good?
Let's do
man,
this.
give you a half a eighth of a pound of a piece of steak and on
You
top
know,
of a bit of risotto and alligator leaf chunks and
Alligator leaf
dude,
chunk.
no, they gonna feed you foam, flavored foam.
Let's do this.
But
Let's do
and
this.
call it a deconstructed omelet.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But it's for the gram. Just like you know what one word mentioned, it's not for the glitz and the glam. So I can grab a photo and say I've been here.
let's do this. What I think is a good first date price? How much you willing to spend on our first date? You make sure let's this a decent vibes. You probably meet her in the club, but it won't like the ratchet club. It was a little decent little
A high
social
end club.
club vibing.
a good first date price, I would
Shouldn't
put
ex. Oh, let me hear you.
200
Yeah, that's
or
exactly
less.
where I'm going. 200 is
Two,
your that you do not exceed that.
And now, if you include alcohol, it could probably go a little higher, but I think 200 or less. With a one
together?
glass of wine.
So get a total
Yeah, I
bill.
mean,
Yes.
yeah, together. I
Ex.
think 200 is a good number. I mean, depending on the vibe of the woman, could go
Yeah.
higher, but that would be the
Like
range, like 2 to
Farah said,
250
like if the
and
social
below.
vibe good, then you know probably more drinks, more wine will be flowing. That may exceed it, but like the max threshold will be 200 excluding tip and excess drinks
Kenrick,
for a good first date.
get the
Okay.
number, get the number.
I agree with 200. I've spent like just about like 150, 200 or so. 150, two
Yeah,
hundred is
like
that
that's a
decent.
All
good
right,
max.
100. I ain't say I barely want to say 100. Fuck our brother. 100, brother. Listen,
The,
me
the
and
only
Kevin
way
at the
the
dinner.
only way you to get 100 is if you go on a bar date for your first date.
What kind of way were you
No,
going to eat, Web,
No, no,
for
no, 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 no.
100?
We making this date personal, right? Changing the narrative. We making this date personal. So we gonna really hit the coffee shop. Fuck that. We gonna hit the
I
regular. We gonna hit the ice
I
cream spot
sorry
and
Web,
cool outside.
but I gonna call cop on you. I gonna call cop on
Hold
you.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
I
hold
was
on.
coming. I was coming.
I gonna
This
I
call
was
is
cop
coming
on
for
you.
he neck. I was coming
No,
for he
I
neck.
taking
Bruh,
it. I
bruh.
taking it. I'm not gonna let it go any farther.
Coming for
I
he
taking
neck.
the cap off. I calling cop.
wait.
I calling
Okay,
cop.
go ahead. Call
I'm
the
not.
cup, and then I go answer the cup.
I'm calling cop. Maybe you've grown into this, but
Yes.
Or he stabilized. Or he stabilized
let's
now.
let's
But no, I was gonna
let's
say.
not
I
forget
was just waiting.
you are Mr. Motion. So I calling cop and I
No,
actually
hold
thought
on.
your first date
It'll
would
be
probably
300.
exceed the
I
200.
think I would have been like 300.
Honestly, right?
Honestly,
Honestly,
honestly, 300.
you talking
So
to
no, no,
people
no, no. So hold
who
on.
know you for like 13 years now. I calling cop. Maybe
So
you've
hold on.
developed
This is
more and you've been keeping secrets.
yes. This is the new and improved. This is the new and improved because I don't want women that watching like what again now with this man because
But that's why I'm
I can't I
saying
can't I
Tafari
can't
was
do that
still
no
your
more.
first. This is your first dinner date. I'm not
I
considering
know.
going out for coffee a date. That's a
No, no,
getting
but
to
this
know you session.
no, but it can be. This is the problem with me, right? And this is me personal. This is our personal numbers, and then let me talk my personal number. All right, this is the
No.
problem because the place that I might spend $200 plus more for some drinks is
Mhm,
probably a decent place, and I know myself. If
mhm,
I go to a decent place, my tab by itself won't probably be $150 to $200. So
mhm.
I'm not even going to put myself in that position no more for them to be like, "What? This what getting nah?"
You
Because
set the
then, like I
precedent.
said in one of the last part
You
episodes,
set the precedent.
it
Mhm.
set too much of a precedent. So now you started to think I feeling you a little bit more than I really feel you. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I don't feel you at all, but you watching this here like what? Because I ain't gonna go and I go order tomahawk steak, medium rare,
Every night.
glass of Josh Cellar wines, and that kind of thing, and then
You
you,
gonna you
of
gonna
course,
expect that?
of course you gonna see me doing this and expect okay this a date so this how he
Mhm,
getting on, let me
mhm,
try to match his flight, so now you gonna come order the filet me, you know what I'm saying, and I don't want you to be like
That's
all
the
right,
norm. That's the
is
norm.
that kind of
That's the
vibe,
norm.
No,
but
but
no, don't get me wrong, no,
that.
if you willing to watch me eat my tomahawk and you get your salmon, then
uh,
cool, let me go there.
no, but I can't align with her because that's the place that you decide to take her. Like, who am I to be like, okay, if I decide to take you to that kind of place, I ain't gonna want.
What?
Brian, you
Brian, you
got
got?
on mute, my guy.
Oh, you good now, Brian? You good now? Yeah.
Yeah, we got you know.
That was very weird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It does reset, but you set that precedent. Like you walk in that door, so that you be like, you can't be like, oh, I go out of the tarmac because I ain't gonna stir from what I usually eat, and then she out of the scene maybe
Right.
because she matching and no,
That's a big red flag
you
there.
took
If
her
we go
there.
to a restaurant, anything on the menu,
It's
you
up
could
to
have.
you. Like I
Once you
think
ain't ordering
Exactly.
2, 3, 4 entrees, that's a wild and fuck.
Exactly. So I'm not
But
even gonna put myself in that position. That's why I say
oh
100 because I don't like to go
mhm,
to other restaurant. I'm an exquisite eater. People that know me know I like to eat fucking food and I like to eat good food.
uh-huh,
So if I'm going to say I'm gonna take you to a restaurant, I ain't gonna say, you know what?
uh-huh,
Oh, no disrespect to cheesecake. I don't want her to feel like this is the cheesecake thing again. But no
uh-huh,
disrespect.
uh-huh,
I'm not gonna put myself in a position to go to cheesecake knowing damn well I'm gonna sit down there and complain about the food.
mhm,
So I might as well just take you to a little decent spot for some coffee, for some ice cream, or for some sushi. You could do a little decent sushi tab. I would say maybe 150. With
mhm,
some, I won't go to a restaurant where I have the potential of even spending that kind of money. 'Cause I know I'm going to. I'm not going to
mhm.
sit on here and skin teeth with what I want to eat. You know what I'm saying?
So, ladies, don't go on a date with Web.
that's fair.
I mean,
not,
she.
not
I
if
have
you
to I
ain't
have to
trying to find good
I have to
conversation
mark it.
and vibe. Because it ain't
I
all
have to
about
mark
the
That's
it.
good.
money spending.
That's good.
I have to mark it.
Cause really and truly, well,
And
anybody
Ladies,
Web,
don't
you
go
worry
already
about what
like you said, like you
I
could
ain't getting
try
no
to go
date
to
from me.
places that you could control the tab. I mean, if she want to run up that tab, she could really run up that tab.
and
I
technically
mean, like
you could
like
have
the
a
captain.
bunch of you could have a bunch of informal first
Yeah,
casual
like you will have.
date.
That's what I said. Like
But
it all
Yeah.
but the
depends.
formal date, I think that the first formal date is what's considered the first
Like you
date.
could have a lot of like you have your coffee dates, your lunch
But I
date,
feel
you
like
know,
we
a little
added in a bunch
sushi
of different
date.
variables at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's what
that's
I'm
true.
saying, bro.
We
That's
added
true.
in a
I
bunch
know
of
But
fuck
different
with me date.
variables.
I'm not,
but then I gotta wonder, like when did I get a fancy date? Web?
When they dissolve it,
from me,
when they
Yeah,
dissolve
when
it,
did I?
when
when they
me
dissolve
gonna
and
it,
lie,
when
but I
did
don't
they
love,
dissolve it?
when they dissolve
I
it.
don't, I
Like
don't love quick. I
you,
don't love quick.
I know.
So I,
Nah,
wait,
man.
but you fucking, I should fucking what, yeah,
It's
me.
when they
But
dissolve
that
it,
man,
man.
I would say you will get a real web experience now.
Uh-huh.
Probably like after like the third link.
Mm. You gotta suss it
Third
out
link.
You
That's
first.
know what I'm
third
saying?
link is when they dissolve it.
Yeah, you probably don't went. We probably don't hit the movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Went
saying? Your
bowling,
vibe. Probably
top
don't
golf,
went bowling.
top golf.
Yeah, bowling, top golf, and them kind of vibes. You know what I'm saying? And then you will get it. All right, we gonna go bust up the restaurant now. Mingle like that. Mingle
And I
like that.
think that's fair.
It
That's
depends on
fair.
how bad you is too. Cause like Brian said, me ain't gonna pull up on the me ain't
Uh-huh.
gonna nah retard. Me
You
ain't
ain't
gonna
the
pull up on
cheap.
the Chanel. Me ain't gonna pull up on the Chanel Prada boots and that kind of thing and talk about yeah. I can go to nah. I gotta pull out the cars now.
Mm.
A little bit. I still ain't gonna go overboard. I can still go in decent in my realm because
Yeah.
as a man, I don't pay 45 hours a ounce for steak. Me ain't gonna carry you there. But we gonna spend a little penny, you know what I'm saying? But I want to segue to something else.
All
And
right,
it
there we
kind
go.
of don't fit as much, but I don't really care. This is our podcast. We could segue how the hell we want to segue. But I want to go back to another Facebook thing I see when Bryan bring up something being embarrassing. So I don't know if I don't know if I want to talk on it, but I see I think about post a while back with Pana. I guess he had doing he girl daughter or something, and he come and apologize on Facebook to hire check and tag her. Would I have done that? Like I see a lot
No,
of women saying that that's embarrassing. I think that's embarrassing. I would. I don't.
I
I think
think
if I try and get her back, I think me doing that
Uh-huh.
I
is
think
a
that
done
just
deal.
more appalling, right? She gonna just look at you, not no more respect. All the respect gone out the door. What kind of dumb fuck is that? Why you apologizing to the world to apologize to she? That make
That's
any
like guilt.
sense?
It's a more of a guilt. It's a guilt tactic, man.
Yeah, that's a
I
guilt
don't
It's
care.
a
tactic.
It's
guilt tactic.
stupid and it's childish and it's a new age
It's a
fuck.
guilt tactic.
Because what
Sorry,
happened to
baby, for
just
carrying you.
face to face respect, eye contact, own up to your shit, talk to the person in the face. I mean that seems like just a no brainer.
Yeah.
Anytime people bring shit on to social media for anything that's personal, I think it is absolutely
Sympathy piles,
ridiculous.
boy. They're looking for that sympathy, boy. Sympathy
I
piles.
see. I
Especially
see
if
some
it
people.
require if it's just for two people for that it could be handled in either a phone call or a face to face conversation.
I see some people share it and were like, public humility deserve public apology. But then I see the other side where it's like that's embarrassing. And I think the public disrespect public apology. I think they fucking capping. I don't think not one of them will one day man to go on social media and say, "Yeah, man, start you for carrying you with Chantel." I would never do that now. I don't want. I don't want to. Then they're gonna be watching her like they're gonna be watching my girl, especially if she take me back. They're gonna be
Mhm.
watching my girl like, what? Hey, Mister, that's the girl. She
I
got carried,
You know what I
carrying her
think it
body.
is?
I look, they still together.
I think it's more of a guilty thing, and I think it's for the aspect of how we, like what Farah was saying, we are this new age where it's like, if you embarrass yourself in public, it's like, see, that means I really, that equates to how sorry I really am.
It doesn't.
But you gotta do slick. This is what I always say. Now. If you feel like you want to do that, you ain't gotta call a name. You just send a little smile, so subliminal. You come out and you say something like, "And listen, nobody prosecute me because you might have heard me say something like this before, but this was not a tactic that I was employing." All right, you come out and say, "Man, I've done so much bad in my past." And I really think like it's time for me to really grow from it. You make a post like that, you know
Ah,
what
he
I'm saying?
looking
The people
attention.
that who know again that, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't publicly
I
humiliating.
guess
You ain't saying
that's a
nothing like
little better,
Yeah.
but I still
Yeah,
don't
what?
agree with any of
no, you did.
the
No, you just
social
make it.
media
You make
shit.
it general. You make it
And yeah,
general because it's true.
if you're going to do it, generally the only way to go, because bringing out names is just it is embarrassing.
Right.
You
Yeah,
ain't
you
trying to
can't
have
bring no
the
names,
woman
bro.
relive that shit. You ain't trying to have people that didn't know the situation now know the
Wait,
situation. You literally
Facts.
just
so that
bringing more ears and
I
eyes
sorry,
To the
into your
problem.
but that brings
criminal
me to
shit.
this other thing, right? So I know we kind of going on this whole social media rant, right?
Gotcha.
So how I would feel, right, if you and your girl having an argument and then you apologizing her to you apologizing to her, or she apologizing to you, and they insist on going on like Facebook Live or Instagram Live of the interaction.
No, that's we
Absolutely the
done.
fuck not.
We done. What
Yeah,
kind
straight.
of dumb
No, wait,
fucking disrespect?
to be
Hey,
honest, right? If a
just
woman
back up,
apologizes
baby.
to me in public for doing some shit like that, you out of here. I cannot take you back.
Nope.
What?
Right?
I have a
Is,
respect about
is
this,
it look?
this
Is it they looking at you? They're
community.
looking at you like the public
This
looking at you like
complicates things highly because now
The group chat
I
will eat you
have my
alive.
honor is in question to the world.
The group chat will
Hey,
eat you
I want to
alive.
take my boss just in private,
If
brother.
you
Fuck
take it
that.
mad in secret, that's a different vibe than the whole world getting it. And
You
now they
understand?
see
Everybody know that a
men
banker.
are prideful, women prideful, but man really have a different level of pride and desire for respect. And that
Yeah,
is just
man.
something that's
so.
it really does make you question your
So
manhood.
I
That's
don't
probably the
think
worst thing
social.
that can happen.
So I think social media is destroying our relationships.
Definitely.
For those who allow it to.
It's
Yeah.
making things harder. It's making things a
That
lot of expectations, unrealistic expectations and
Facts.
relationships. It's just bringing in all the glitz and glamour, but none of the reality, and everybody chasing after
that
that
Facebook
big money,
that Facebook
beautiful
relationship.
life, everything happy life. But it's just that's just not the case,
And
and that's not how
and
reality works.
I want to make it clear, right? I don't, and 'cause I know a lot of pods and people that talk about this, and mostly they kind of graze it towards women expectation. I doing the same thing to man thing. I would not sit on here on this pod and tell her yo that ain't had not one time I look at like what? Look how shorty. Listen, right? Me like right. That time I
Story
would tell
time.
myself straight up. This is me being transparent.
Yeah, story
That
time.
time I was telling myself like, nah, man, I gotta date some girl with more bread or something. Fuck, cause it's sitting here again on the internet. But they come to man gang Glock PS5 Etika boxers. I'm like, but wait, man, what game, man? This is the kind of shit I want, man. Gang car and then fuck. I like what, nah, man. I gained done an injustice. So me I ain't gonna sit on here. Don't get me wrong, I don't really feel like that no more. But me ain't gonna
Feature.
sit on here and make it seem like it's just I think man going through the same kind of thing too, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they watching like
Yeah, like
maybe not
wow.
as much as
Yeah, for
women, I
sure.
don't know, but I know it definitely exists, bro. 'Cause I was one.
I
I
feel
know don't
like
get me wrong, I wasn't to a detriment like
I
what I
feel like
feel really
it
bad.
should. I
Yeah,
agree with
take
you,
me
Web.
down a
I
little
feel
bit.
like men do see those things, but I feel like they see it and like internalize it. Like you ain't gonna go and approach your
It's
partner like,
yeah,
oh, see what I see. Like, how come I ain't getting this? Like, but you to peep it and be like, what? I could have used
And
that.
with that same topic that
Uh-huh.
kind of branching out from that specifics, I feel like every man have experienced this. That your woman or woman you talking to, she to get pissed off at you for shit that she does on a much more consistent basis.
oh
But
my
if you
god.
do it that thing once that she always does, biggest problem ever. And you bring up the fact that she does that shit too, then it gets watered down like it doesn't
It get
exist. But
worse.
the fact that you did it, it's the
Or
biggest issue.
it's not the right time to bring that up.
Mm.
Don't bring that up. We
So,
talking about you. We talking about you. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, yep,
or
there it
you know
is.
what's even worse? Or you know
You're
even
the
worse?
topic of conversation.
But you know what's even funny is if you do the same thing, that one thing that they did once, they then bring up a whole
You
file of stuff. So you forget the time
Yeah,
that you do
they
this, this,
start to
this, this.
change the topic.
yeah, because you're doing it
I
now.
mean I lie to
You're
you.
doing it intentionally.
I've been I've been a file bringer up at one point, dog.
Who?
Honestly, I
I
mean,
think meaning like I think sometimes right what my life I being transparent to the pod. I
honestly,
guess sometimes where I will accept some shit in her.
What do you
Like
mean?
I would tell you about something and you don't listen
Hmm.
and then you keep doing it.
Hmm.
And I say, you know what? Like bring up the Kenrick thing. I take my sacrifice, I allow it. And I by
Hmm.
keeping it in my file cabinet.
Or I do that.
So then the one time that you call me out about some fuck, I pissed off now. You really? Really? This is what you want? I can play our role. No. You gonna tell me about this one time you forget. Saturday,
definitely did that.
Sunday,
But then see
Thursday.
that's what we don't game problems because we storing it.
They're gonna say you ain't saying nothing. But
We ain't
no,
saying
I don't know. That's bullshit. Because I don't shoot back and say no. The whole reason I ain't saying nothing is because I been saying something. And you
exactly.
just don't want to fucking listen. So I
Nah.
allow you. But you can't never
You
be
know what I
right.
do?
You
You
have
know
to
what I
be
do?
wrong. So you have to sit down and say, you know what? I
You know what
apologize.
I do now? And I guess I don't do too much
Mhm.
now because
Story of the
I'm
man's
into,
life, man.
I'm more mature now. But whereas I'm a tit for tat, I used to be a tit for tat person.
Mhm.
So
Honestly, that's where I
I
was.
was a tit for tat
The truth
person.
coming out on this fucking part today, boy.
When I mean I was bad, right? I was bad, right? I'd be like, say for example, right? Shorty, like do something, right? Like something simple. Let's just use something simple, right? Busting off and not saying nothing or just saying like, hey, I leave in the house or whatever, or not texting me or whatever. I'd be like, all right, don't charge it. Pop. Next day,
Mhm.
bright and early. I get out of bed normally. I do my little morning routine, give you a kiss, good morning, yeah, or whatever. You think I doing that there? She know it up. I did making noise and so getting my stuff on, turning on light and
You
so. Boss off, leave. Then I get a text hour. So you leave the house. I ain't answer. Go walk, do my thing. Normally I'd be texting like, hey, I made it to work. Oh, think I doing that there? Ah, okay. Boom. Leave work, pop up home. How come you tell me you leave work? Oh, I didn't know we don't do that anymore. Oh, that's what we would
To
do?
be honest, I've done
I
that
didn't know.
many
I'd be like, I didn't
times.
know.
Many
I'd be like, I didn't know we do
times.
that anymore.
We have our moments,
What?
dog.
I
And
think
then,
we're
But it's
all
usually
guilty.
man,
when I do that, it's usually when in that same situation where it's something that she'd do as well, but then she claims she don't do it. So I'd just have
show her,
to show
show
her
her.
the dumb shit and how stupid it is and yeah. So and then that's when I'd
I
do
try.
that tit
So
for
I
tat,
try. So
man.
now, I would say the more mature me now is when it happened, I'll stop it right there and be like, hey, pause, training time out. So you see what you're doing right now? This is a rule that we set together, right? I don't appreciate when you don't do this. I communicate. And then now, and remember, this is I'm maturing stage. So what I used to do is every time we have like big, serious conversation, I put a heck in my notes, time stamp it, date it, and be like, all right, cool.
Oh
Wow.
my
Hey, yo.
gosh.
You
You
got
guys think I
discipline
Nah,
joking?
about
You
listen,
think I
right?
joking? You think I
No,
joking?
no, no.
I
No,
Hold
believe
on,
you
hold
that.
on.
We don't need to see
it's
your actual files,
it's for
Kenrick.
the sake
We don't
it's for the sake of accountability. No. It's for the sake of
yeah.
accountability. It's for the sake of accountability.
honestly.
And then the only way that she understands what she needs to be held accountable for, I need to tell her. She needs to see. When she now gets to the point where it's like, what we can have a conversation is like, I apologize. I'm sorry because the hardest thing for a woman to say is, I am sorry. I apologize. It really is. We make joke about it. We
I
see it
think
on
it's
social media.
I'm
We see it
wrong.
on TV. It is definitely a thing because I promise you, I know each and every one of you guys here has been in a situation. You are dead right, but at the end of the conversation, I bet you are still apologizing.
Yep,
You
Fact.
still apologize.
that's every man in this
You
world.
still
Every
apologize.
man in this world have
And
experienced
then
that.
when you
Of
sit down, and
course.
when you
No,
sit
no,
down
it's
to yourself, right?
something you gotta save face.
And then the thing is, you sit down to yourself and you'll be like, what the fuck I just said? And the thing is, what we need to realize, we need to stop doing that because you want to know why? That proves that you all, myself included, are liars. We are liars.
I disagree. I disagree with that.
We are liars.
I
You
disagree.
are not true to yourself.
I I think no, 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 no. I
Hey,
disagree. I think being true to yourself, right, is being able to recognize that you're not going to win this and that you don't need to win it.
there's a difference.
Right,
There's a
exactly.
difference between.
And
It's
No,
not.
and
no,
that
no,
and
no,
that's why
Kenny.
I don't
You need to
No,
apologize.
it's
listen to
not a
that
win.
right there.
No, it's not a win or lose situation. It's a matter of taking
It's not.
account. It's not a win or lose
It is
situation.
not.
No, no, I disagree.
It's not a win
I
or lose.
disagree, right? Because listen, right. I disagree because if we talk because when you talk about it, you talk about right or wrong. So in a sense, it's win or lose. I could be wrong, and sometimes, right, for the goodness of the conversation and the relationship, I don't just choose to live and just in her eyes. If she wants to see me as wrong, I know that this is not that important that I really have to
Right,
drive this point
All right,
home.
wait,
right.
wait,
So I
wait,
And
could
wait.
if
just
it is that
apologize.
So wait,
important, then we talk.
so
But
wait.
if it's
So if
not,
I
Wait,
disrespect you,
wait, hold
Disha,
on, hold on,
wait.
hold on, hold on. Wait, hold on. No, if it's something that is very detrimental to which the point that I
right,
cannot come back from this, or this is going to have a negative um a negative impact on the rest of this relationship, then I would say I won't take it
So
and I would
no,
go, I would
but
bring
you
it
are
up. But
now
if
so
it's something small like
no, but it's the small stuff, because if it starts up with the small stuff, if your kid slaps you or disrespects you, and because it's small, you're going to allow that. Guess what that kid is going to do now? Keep doing it.
That is not
wait,
small
Keep
at
doing.
hold
all.
on.
No. But in the I know I don't have kids.
I want to
So
know, Ken,
let
how
me
he
ask
get
you a
raised up.
question.
I don't have kids.
Let me ask you a
That is
question.
The
huge,
How much
Kenrick.
That's huge.
let me ask you a question. How much woman you gonna run into, right? That gonna hold themselves accountable all the time to which you
I
could have this
understand.
expectation that there ain't gonna be
It's
no
not going
small
to be
stuff that you're
perfect.
gonna
It's not going
excuse.
to be perfect. But what I'm trying to say is, you are going to make sure you hold them accountable. The same way how if I tell you, Deshaun, this is what you need to do. Web, this is what you need to do. I am keeping you accountable. But if I don't do that as your friend,
Facts.
so no, the same thing. I'm not saying every time or every situation she's going to want to take accountability for herself. But if you don't stand on business and stand on your stance and say like, hey, you did something wrong, or even
So
vocalize that you
so
did
that's what I'm
something wrong.
saying.
But no, if you just say, well,
So, but how to what end? To what end you won't
And
continue?
that's my point. What if the action
there's a difference.
what if the action continues? Are you going to
Yeah,
leave? So let's put a real scenario. Let's put
yeah.
a real scenario on this air. So if I let's say something because we talk you said the small stuff can't fly neither,
I
right?
saying it's a matter of keeping accountability. Mistakes are mistakes until it becomes a bad habit.
Hold on. You are you saying that the small stuff can't fly
I said
neither?
no. I don't think the small stuff don't fly, because that's like a snowball.
Okay. Okay. So for example, right,
Go ahead.
I hate when this girl, yeah, they say something and say never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I hate it.
Yeah.
She'd always do it all the time. Now if I say, hey, listen, I talked to you about doing that, and she continued to do it. That's a bad example because why would I be apologizing? Come back to me. Come back to me. Any Tafa, I think me and you on the same page. Do you have a good example?
Of an apologizing situation.
Yeah, like that you would apologize just to say, you know what? Even though I know I right, I gonna apologize just to just solve this. Just to solve this and just get out the way because it's not that serious to me in the first place.
I
It's
know.
like saying if I did something, did you put
I
the
would
food on the
need. I would
table?
need
And we gonna sit on here and
because that
argue?
hasn't happened in so long in my active relationship.
I think
I would have to
I
have
give him one. I
something to
give him
think
one.
of right now. Give me one.
Wait.
I give him one. I give him one. A real simple
Okay.
one.
Go ahead.
You keep leaving you leave the dish on the counter. You leave the dish on the counter. I try and tell you that you leave the dish on the counter. You are accusing me as me is the one leaving the dish on the counter. We getting off about who really leave the dish on the counter.
Mm.
Eventually, I like you know what? It's me leave the dish. Sorry for leaving the dish on the counter.
that's the
What are you supposed to do? Sit on here and argue about who leave the dish on the fucking counter forever?
So now, cool. So now, this is what we do, right? This is what I'm gonna do in the situation.
This guy.
I gonna pick
Let
up.
me hear
I
it.
gonna pick up the dish, move it off the counter, and be like, okay. Even though I know you're the one who left the dishes, but I'm going to move it, right? So I'm going to create a corrective action. Wait.
It's,
Corrective action. I did not accept. I did not say that I'm going. I was me who did. I made the corrective action. Next day, if that dish is on the counter, guess what I'm gonna ask? So was it you or me who left the dish on the counter? I addressed the situation, or it was you? No.
so hold on.
Go ahead.
This the problem. This
Go
this
ahead.
will become the problem. If you facing a girl who refuse, we talking about in situations where she refused to do it. But you just making that little premise, even though I'm the one that didn't
It's
leave it
not
on
a
the counter,
promise.
ain't never
I
gonna
made
fucking
I
end.
made a corrective action, right? So you made a corrective action, right? So you made the action to say, but once again, it's you addressing and keeping them accountable. If that's not the case, at that point, leave. Cost them out. I guess not that.
But okay,
That's the point I'm trying to
in
make
the same
is.
sense, I could apologize and say, okay, sorry, and
But did
then
you
I
leave?
could come and say, okay, this next time.
But did you leave?
But what?
But did you leave the dish on the counter?
No, I ain't do
So
it.
the next day, did you leave the dish on the
I ain't leave
counter?
the dish on the counter.
Did you leave it on the counter the next day?
So what I mean, what I would, how I would handle that situation. I mean, I would just legit say, I mean, ain't me not leave it, but I ain't about to do this back and forth shit. So I about to wash it and then boom, we move
There you
Fair,
forward.
go.
Corrective action.
fair,
Corrective action. So that's not corrective action. But once again, you're still keeping them
fair,
accountable for what they did.
fair.
I mean, if you're doing it
But
like
but
that,
no,
that's
but
healthy. But
but once
if you're
again,
doing it
but
like,
if you keep saying, and the point I'm trying to make is, if you keep saying, all right, it's my fault, you're not being true to yourself. You are lying to yourself.
I agree.
Once
I
again,
agree
I
with
I
said
you.
agree.
correct.
I
So
agree
I
with
said
I
you.
agree.
corrective action.
I agree.
So it's
Yeah,
you trying to
because
make.
How
So
you were
there's a
making it
difference.
it's
sound?
There's difference
but I see
between
where
trying
you're
to
coming
make
from.
peace. It's a difference trying to make peace, right? Make peace for the sake of avoiding an argument. But if you do not hold that person accountable for that
I
action,
agree.
Okay, I agree.
I took it.
I
I
also
took it.
agree. No,
I
I
took it
took it. Yeah.
wrong. I think I didn't listen. I didn't. I don't. I don't know if I didn't actively listen
mm-hmm.
or just the way you come off.
Probably I was just too hot and
But
heavy because
I had took it. I had took it. I had took it like combative kind of vibes. You know what I'm saying? I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't take
that's
it like
how
I
I
could
took
come
it
back
too.
and say, hey. I take it like a combative. I like what the hell I gonna sit on here and
go
just go
back and
back
forth
and
for a cup.
forth
For a
like
cup.
you know what I'm
That's
No,
saying?
how it
no.
sounded to me too.
He's setting it up in a way that he ain't gonna have no built up animosity because you correcting this thing and then you coming back and saying, yeah, my bad. But then in your
I
back of
agree.
your head you like, no, no, I was doing this, da 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 da. So it's like he cutting it from the root one time, like, okay, this is how
I
we
agree.
should do it. So yeah, it's to avoid the animosity is the route he going.
I agree. Even because even in the times I can't get a good example, but there is been a time where I just apologize just for the sake of just saying fuck this. But I've always come back on the back
Mm-hmm.
and give the premise like, okay, next time whoop de whoop. Even though I know it wasn't me, I just give the premise so that next time we gonna call it out. So I do agree
Mm.
with what you're saying. I apologize for
No, no.
going
This
left.
is what we have in a
I don't
conversation. This is the
apologize for a
conversation.
good
Is and
discussion,
once again,
but this is the
conversations, and then
conversation.
once again, conversation isn't a matter. And then one thing we need to understand conversations, right? It's not necessarily like, well, my point is right, your point is right, or whatever. But it's a matter of having a common base understanding of what somebody's saying, and we have an understanding.
I agree, and because that's something because I bring up in the last episode. Like sometimes you gotta be able to talk and listen for the point of understanding and to teach without the combativeness. You know what I'm saying? Because to I cannot sit on here and argue my point to the death. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just be not willing to hear you out and understand where you're coming from, or even if I do understand where you're coming from because I want to feel like I right, still sit on here and argue for the sake of argue. What I think some woman to do, but we'll just leave that there. But you gotta be able to actively listen and sometimes and don't be scared to take accountability when you know that you're wrong. Just like me and Tafari did right there, we didn't understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You explained it in a different way, maybe it helped us understand and realize as well. That's another point.
Very good
Realize as
point.
well that sometimes the first way you say something
Isn't always
may
the right way.
not be
The corrective
the way
way.
the person can receive it. So sometimes you do have to repeat yourself, and you need and be conscious about not repeating it the same way because
Mm-hmm.
obviously that person did not understand it that way. So try to find a different way to get the person to understand it. Communication is about getting people to
That's
understand it.
something
It's
I
not
still
active.
learning.
You're right.
It's not active and productive communication if you only willing to say it one way and
Mm-hmm.
you don't really give a shit if the person receive it or not. The point
True.
Right.
of you
I agree.
communicating is for the person to
I'm guilty
understand
of
what
that.
you are saying.
I'm guilty of that.
You have to be active and conscious about, okay, let me try to put this a different way. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting you to do it 50 times,
Mm-hmm.
but make an effort. You know what I'm saying? Make an effort to see, you know what, maybe is the way saying it. Let me try to say it in a different way,
Yeah.
or let me pause and break it down a little bit more so that they could grasp it. It's like being a teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to my thinking.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that's a very good stopping point.
Yeah, man.
It
All
was
right, well,
good vibe, good vibes.
it's been a blast, man. Them happy to see my boy Far right back. Well, I guess technically to y'all it didn't really look like you were gone, but to us he was gone for a little minute. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Went through some trials and tribulations. Shout out to the
Mm-hmm.
man's success. Kenny shout out to the man. You know we had our offline
Yeah,
conversation, so
man. Yeah,
to see you
man.
up and lively, it's good. It's good to see you as well, man. Like Kenny shared earlier, this gonna be the last time y'all see Kenny in the pod for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully I enjoy this conversation, my boy. My boy dropped some bars as usual. I gonna see Brian again. I would tell him I'm Brian Fari. At this point, I gonna just announce Brian as a fucking host, dog. Cause he ain't never got them episode.
I agree, man. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
So Brian gonna
Welcome.
just
This
be
is
a
a
host,
promotion.
another co-host. He may not have as big as a role as us, but you're gonna see him every episode. So he's pretty much a host now. But give thanks for the man for positive conversation. I
Yeah.
feel like today was a dope
Yes,
one.
Yeah,
sir.
It was
man.
a
Yes,
For
little
sure.
sir.
impromptu. We were supposed to have a guest, but
Yes, Flake.
It work out good, man. It work out good. It work out good.
Work out
And
how it
with
was
that,
supposed to.
any parting words? Any parting words?
Just wanted. Thanks for coming through like always. Thank you for anybody who has spread their prayers and good vibes for my daughter and her healing process. And come through to the
Facts.
next episode.
Facts. Drop a like, drop a comment, please. For those who are supporting, please drop a like, please drop a comment, please share. We try and get this algorithm going. A lot more conversations will come, and we hope that y'all taking from it. We hope that we starting some good conversations that maybe you take home, or maybe we change their mind. And if you have any opposing view to what we are saying, feel free to comment it. Feel free to reach out in the DMs. We don't skin teeth. You ain't gotta be famous. You could be underground. You could be have 2 followers on Instagram, Facebook, wherever it is. We don't watch no face. You know what I'm saying? Come true and have a good discussion and be a part of the community, man. With that, later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.